say, little miss.
Looks like you've already had enough for both of us.
Not by half. I'm just barely getting... You want to know why? Ask my dearly departed fiancée. She left me standing there like...
Do you really blame her? Who wants to marry it?
You got it all wrong, honey. I started drinking after she left. Everything has gone downhill since then. You probably won't believe me when I tell you, but I used to command a whole legion of... Those days, I was on top of the world.
Then why did your fiancé leave you?
Not even the foggiest. Me and Filiana. We were so in love. Then she disappeared.
She disappeared out of the blue? Are you sure something didn't happen to her?
Of course I did. From the palace in Yuznan to the edge of the wildlands. I searched for decades, but I never even heard a whisper. And when I described... My Filiana was a looker. No one could have forgotten. We were the happiest two people could be. I crashed down from heaven. There's no salvation to be found in this world. No God or Savior to deliver us.
And if there's no salvation, then there's no hope.
Can you honestly tell me? Show me. Show me where there's... What? You're gonna find my Filiana for me and prove me...
I'd be willing to at least try. If there's still hope in this world, it has to be found. You have to look for it.
Ha! You're a tough chick with a good heart. Thanks for offering. That's good enough.
I said I was willing to try, and I meant it. Where was...
You're actually going to go find her? Filiana and I both lived in Yuznan back in those days. She was a fantastic cook. Her skills got her a job at a swanky restaurant where all the...
Did you check out the restaurants in Yuznan? It's possible she's working in...
Oh, you don't get how desperate I was back then. I checked every lead I could get my hand...
I'll go back and check them again.
What? You will? You would do that? Here, take this with you. Matching rings. Seeing it just reminds me of her, but I don't have the courage.
Go ahead and board the train.
Wildlands or dead dunes should board trains departing from the South Station.
This is the famous...
Hello, welcome.
Business is good.
It is, thank you. Word of our shop's special flavor. This city is known for its gourmet restaurants, but none can hold a candle to the chefs we...
The best chefs in the city, huh? Lackley meant...
Ma'am, is there...
I hope so. I'm looking for someone by the name of Filiana. According to... Does this ring look...
Oh, yes! The woman was a wonderful cook. Though the strange thing is, I never knew her by...
She may have assumed another name. Was the woman you knew beautiful enough to turn...
Now, this is taking quite an odd... She was no doubt a very handsome woman, but I suppose she must have been beautiful enough to turn heads once, but she was undeniably... Of course, we are all old now, that we don't age, but she must have been quite elderly already when time stopped.
An old woman? I suppose that can't be Lackley's lost fiancée. Where is she now?
I'm afraid I don't know. The lady in question I believe she moved to Luxerion to live with the...
Do you know how to reach her? Or that friend of her?
Unfortunately, I don't know that woman's name or anything else about her. She was a young woman, and if I recall correctly, wearing a rather unusual hat.
I see. Thanks for your time. Lackley's ring ended up on the finger of a beautiful, but it's possible Filiana sold the ring. I'm not looking forward to telling Lackley about it, but he deserves the truth. You really should know your limit. Lackley, hey, wake up.
Excuse me, but who are you?
I don't know him too well, but he asked me to find his lost fiancée.
About Filiana? But where?
At a restaurant in Yuznan. Apparently, there was an old woman working there who wore the same ring that Lackley gave to his... And when her health failed, that woman went to stay with a friend who lived...
What is it? Is there something wrong with my hat?
According to the man I talked to at the restaurant, the friend who came to pick up the elderly lady was wearing it. You seem familiar enough with Lackley. You also knew Filiana's name.
Let me explain. Lackley and Filiana and I are I'm Sela. And yes, I'm the one who escorted that old woman from the shop in Yusnan.
Care to tell me why?
Sure, but can we go elsewhere? I don't want... There's a graveyard with no name. You know of it, don't you? It's beyond North Station, on the outskirts... Oh, good. He's still sleeping. Come to the graveyard later so we can talk. Thanks for coming. Before I tell you anything, can you promise you won't pass...
That depends on what you have to say.
I suppose that's fair enough.
How about I start then? The old woman working at that restaurant in Yusnan had the same ring as Lackley's.
For the most obvious reason, of course. That old woman was none other than Filiana, the person Lackley's been trying. After she left him, she began working under a fake name.
That's surprising. The way Lackley described her. Well, she's not what I...
He wasn't lying. She was a real beauty. We don't know how or why, but something happened in this world where everyone stopped aging. She was the one and only person who managed to grow old over the past years. It began right around the time she and Lackley first...
But why? Why would it be possible for one person alone to escape this? And are you saying that's why she left Lackley and disappeared from his life?
She said the last thing she wanted to do was become a burden to him. But I know she missed him. She always wanted to know how he was doing. She loved nothing more than hearing stories. Back when she could still walk, she told me how she would sometimes pass by him in the streets. She never said anything to him, and he never could have guessed that the old woman he saw was his...
That's why he never found her after all this time, no matter...
Yes. Year after year, she aged more and more. She's free from that pain now. Finally.
I see. I'm glad she was able to find peace.
No!
No. Lackley!
I wouldn't have cared how old my Filiana looked! I loved her with every fiber of my being! My only wish was to spend every... Filiana, why did you have to... No!
Lackley.
Lackley.
Sela, I don't want you to worry about me. Remember what you told me before, when we met? If there's still hope in this world, maybe I'll find Filiana.
Yeah, I remember saying that. So now I've just proven there's no hope.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying I need to find my own hope. For me. I can't wait around for any god. And even if my hopes get dashed, or they never come true, at least in my heart I'll know she's watching. I'm done being a fool who runs to the bottle every time something goes wrong. That's not... I want to show Filiana, wherever she is, that I'm still the man she fell in love with. Could you give me that ring?
Here. Thank you. You've helped me find some hope of my own, while I was supposed to be looking...